Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today's Inside Star Citizen has a special treat for us. Not only are we talking to James Kay, who does the mission design, but there's a sneak peek at that new ship we've been wondering about. And I keep on calling it the Paladin. It's the Asgard, the Anvil Asgard, which has kind of been teased. We saw the missile turret teased in a picture the other week, and today we get quite a good look at it actually. So let's pull it up around time index 2. Where were you? Right about here. And here we go, the first look. So it didn't hit me at first, but it's the Valkyrie. It's the Valkyrie with the rear engines lifted up a bit higher. I threw me off for a while. But basically, I've taken the Valkyrie and made a variant of it. So think Cutlass Black and Cutlass Steel. Kind of using the same hull, but changing a bit for what's happening inside, I guess. We don't know too much yet, but we can actually ascertain quite a bit from this video. And if you're a fan of the Valkyrie, then I think you'll definitely have a lot of interest in what this may offer. Well, we've got to see what the specs are. But let's take a look. You want sound?
4 objectives that it can generate between. So you'll go to point number 1. It will pick.
That's a sexy backside. I gotta say, I'm a big fan of the engines being lifted there. It makes a lot more sense. I don't know if you guys saw the complainers complaining, which is what they do. But the complainers were very upset that the front engines, the outlets from the front engines, would blow directly into the rear. A lot of people take this very seriously. As far as games go, there are some very, very serious people about the physics of exhaust gases. And a lot of people complained, I saw anyway, that the front engines were blowing their exhaust directly into the rear engines. And so now CIG said, we hear you, insane people of Star Citizen. And we've lifted it up. And it makes a lot more sense. And I think it's a lot prettier. I like that. I like the way it looks now.
Between one of those 4 objectives for you to complete.
The interior, I think, is the same. Actually, I don't own a Valkyrie, but I don't think they've changed the cockpit setup. Let me know if I'm right or wrong about that.
Once you complete it, it will send you to another point in space where it will generate another objective, and so
We're going
on
on about
until you've
missions, and
completed.
it all sounds pretty good. I'm looking forward to jumping in this patch and actually trying that out. But let's take a look what the great minds on Reddit are saying about this. First of all, some pictures. Here we go. We saw that. That's a picture of the rear end there with a nice, pretty big rear hatch, but not tall enough to take some vehicles. I'm curious to see if there's been any change to the size of that so you can fit something a bit bigger in, but we'll see. It should squeeze in the usual stuff that goes into the Valk, obviously. We saw that. We saw the interior, and I don't know why that's there. But yes, and here's also a picture of what's going to be at the showroom floor, the Asgard, obviously. Very sexy looking. Curious to know what the loadout for the pilot is, because it looks like it might be 6 Panthers on turrets. Pretty decent loadout so far. But let's take a look what they're saying here. Do we know anything about the Asgard jet, cargo size, etc.? I saw weapons config MFD, that's in the cockpit, listing 6 Panthers, the CF337, so those will be pilot controlled. That is definitely a big upgrade over the current. What is the current Valk pilot controlled weapons? I know the chin weapons and the 2 smaller wing ones are, but I'm going to guess that this is more DPS. Let me know. The top and bottom turrets are now remote controlled instead of manned. Yes, the top turret does look like a missile podded to me. 6 Panther repeaters pilot controlled at minimum. The bottom front gun is dual size 5. Really? No idea if it's pilot controlled. Finally, there's some weird turret looking, taking up literally half the top of the ship. That is what they teased with the missile turret. This is quite a missile boat also, I think it will be. Looks like a modified Valkyrie because it is. Wonder what the purpose is. Well, seeing that it's more heavily armed, I'm going to guess more heavily armored also. The interior space is what the question is now. Will you still have the dropship capability, all the extra seats, or is that going to go towards something else? Because it can't have the same utility as the Valkyrie, so it can't be a dropship. And also, the last thing CIG wants is for people to go ahead and actually CCU out of their Valkyrie into that. And there's actually the cockpit right now. And I think for that reason, we should probably expect this thing to come around the same price range as the Valkyrie, or maybe $5 cheaper for that. So you won't be able to apply the CCU. They want fresh money coming in. But with the limited visuals we have, that does look kind of sexy. I'm very curious to see what the specs on this are. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The new Anvil Asgard coming to a showroom near you soon for the cheap price of probably $5 less than the current Valkyrie. Or you know what? They'll increase the price of the Valkyrie and price that as the old price. I think that's what they'll do. But anyway, let's see how it comes out. Welcome back to the channel, by the way. It's been a while, I know. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Comment below on your thoughts on the new sexiness. And I'll see you very soon.